Hi guys, time to do a presentation on my daily driver Audi A8L W12. 2008 model, black, got most of the quirks and features you know. It has got the ceramic brakes front and rear and 20-inch forged rims. It's the L model, so it's quite long. It's 15 centimeters or maybe 12 or half or 5-6 inches longer than a normal A8L, so you can notice it from these extra door pockets on the L model only. And it has good seating room, even if I've got a child seat there, and good leg room even if the driver seat is maxed out in the rear. And ceramic brakes in the front also, 6-spot calipers, very powerful. I've used it on Autobahn up to speeds over 250 kilometers an hour, which are legal on some places there that have no speed restriction. They are very powerful. They get the car stopped like super fast. This is the 2008 facelifted model, very rare, at least here in Finland, because they had huge car tax. It was pre-facelift model was starting at 190,000 euros. This would have been closer to 300,000 because of the big car tax update in 2008 when this car was new. The facelift model is distinguished from the non-facelift by the mirrors that have got these blinkers. The pre-facelift model have got the blinkers there. And this has got the optional keyless. All handles have a button on them, that's where you can distinguish the keyless from, and they've got a chrome strip here instead of body color. Very well equipped car. It's got 4-seat memory on both front and rear. You can unlock and lock the doors from both front doors, and I think also the rear. My glove box is a bit messy, but I've got my paperwork here. It's got a 6 CD changer with MP3 support for playing MP3 CDs. The pre-facelift model, or I think it got this feature in 2006 sometime, because I had a 2006 early year model and that didn't have it. And I've got installed a Bluetooth and USB, and it also supports, I think it supports Bluetooth and USB and maybe a memory card, and it's connected to the optical bus that the CD changer and the MMI system is connected to. As said, this has got the optional keyless, so it's got the start and stop buttons. It's got the optional telephone, that's totally useless nowadays, and cup holders. Electric handbrake standard on the A8L and on the A8 from 2003 onward. This is quite the same car as a Volkswagen Phaeton, and really close technically to a Bentley Continental of the same era, 2003, 2016, around there. The A8 and the Continental and Phaeton they are sibling cars. They have the same technology and stuff like that. All of them have the W12 engine that I can show you. They had it as an option. The Bentley did only have that in the beginning, but then they introduced the twin turbo V8 somewhere around 2012, I think. Yes, naturally aspirated, 450 horsepower, quite powerful, gets the car moving quite good. It's not a Ferrari, but it's got good performance. This, when it's an EU version, it has got a Webasto fuel preheater, so I can warm up the car in the winter without starting the car. It's a device here inside the, I don't think you can see it, but it's here inside the front bumper, and it heats the water, the engine cooling water, and that's how it heats the engine, and it also heats the interior compartment. Very well equipped, as I said. It's got door pockets. It's got electric child locks for the rear door, so it locks both the windows and the inside opening of the doors. This has not got the optional garage door opener, nor it hasn't got the sunroof. A good thing, of course, when it lacks the sunroof is that there is no leak possible there. My friend has an 2004-5 model with a diesel engine, and that has had a leak. Sun visors with double mirrors. Very well equipped car, as said. And I can show you the MMI system. When I push on the ignition, it turns on. Radio, here are buttons for the radio. And if I press media, it turns the screen to the MP3 or the USB device that I have got here in the glove box. It's got also, it's well equipped, so it has got both CD player, the Audi Music interface that is, well, it's not an Audi Music interface, but it emulates that. And then it has got TV from the factory. It should work. The other thing is that do I have any receptions here in? Yes, it has got TV reception. And of course it's got other features too. If I press here, it's got external AV source 1 and 2, but I haven't got anything connected to those. It was an option to get to the rear seat aux-in plugs, and it's possible to retrofit them quite easily, but I haven't needed them. It's got satellite navigation, so I've been using it a lot around Europe. If you check my memory, I've got my last destinations are Stockholm, Västerås, Sigtuna, Hamburg, Lyon in France, El Vendrell in Spain, Monaco, La Spezia in Italy. Yeah, I've been driving around Europe, as you can see. I've been to Maranello, to the Ferrari factory here a few years, and it's got this traffic information system, but it doesn't work in Finland, but very useful in Germany. If you're on the autobahn and there's a traffic jam, it directs you out, or it gives a route direction based on traffic data. Very useful system. And then we got the car button. Here you can manage the air suspension, lowest mode dynamic, then there's automatic, it's a bit higher, comfort it's a bit softer, and lift, it lifts it 5 centimeters or around 2 inches. This is the adaptive air suspension, but there's also a sports adaptive suspension, and that's a bit stiffer, and 2 centimeters or a bit under an inch lower. Very stiff suspension for a car like this, I think, but yeah, my friends got it and it's nice. Then if you push the systems button here, you can check. I haven't got the adaptive cruise control system working, but I've got it installed. You can check the park system here. You can see if you get it on, you can see it here, and there's a rear view camera that was optional from around 2007, I think, onward. And this got both the graphical interface and the rear view mirror. The earlier models didn't have even this graphical interface, they only had a beeping sound, but this was quite easily retrofitted. Then you can, the rear blind you can turn it up from here. I've got it turned up at the moment, and the ESP you can turn on and off here, and you can turn down the screen and turn it up, and here's a card holder. Yeah, very well equipped car, as I said, and it's got Bluetooth telephone too. I'll turn up the screen. If we push the telephone button, we get the telephone screen, and you can make calls from here and answer calls. You can see text messages, and there's a memory phone book and stuff like that. A bit old school system, but it does its job. And I can show you more from the car view here. I've programmed it with battery level, quite easy to program with VCDS or other test equipment. You can adjust central locking if the central locking locks all the stuff if it locks it when the car starts moving and so on. You can adjust exterior lights, coming home, leaving home lights, daytime running lights. You can adjust instrument cluster, what it shows there, speed warnings. This has got the oil level setting here, but it doesn't work with the W12 engine. I don't know what engine models it works with. I've modded it there. Then there's seat adjustment, and you can adjust the seat. You can remote control key, and there's for passenger seat too. I can activate it by pushing this button. When I push it, it does this. And then I can have a convenience side view. I can see if I can. Now I push the button here and it adjusts the seat. And then I can have them symmetrical, and it does it. Very fancy feature. I don't know if it's much use, but yeah, nice. And this has got the optional electric rear seats. Also, it's a 4-seater, so it's got the special middle console here, as you can see, and as you also can see, it's got the fridge. It fits around 12 bottles of your favorite beverages or whatever you want, and it's also got the AC in the rear. It's not a separate AC system, or basically it only manages airflow. It doesn't have a separate air conditioning compressor for the rear. It's only got one compressor. And you can also adjust the rear AC stuff from the front by pushing the setup button here. And then you get a screen like this, and you can adjust all kinds of stuff here from the menus. There's the engine preheater that I talked about, aux heating. I've installed here. You can manage if it hits the engine or it only hits the cabin in the winter. And there's aux ventilation if you want it only to ventilate and not heat the engine in the summer. You can adjust running time of the heating or the ventilation, and you can put it on timer. And here's rear operation also when it's got this. And you can also adjust the rear seat heating here. It's quite a special thingy. You push, I think, that button maybe? Yeah, and you can adjust rear right or rear left seat heating. And you can push return button here, and you can do all kinds of things with this MMI screen. Very useful. I like it. A bit old school today, but it was very fancy back in the day, 2003 when it came out. Yes, it's got a lot of kilometers, this car, but it's quite well taken care of. I've had it almost 9 years, and I put 150,000 kilometers on it. It's lacking 106 or 107,000 kilometers, so the real mileage is around 440,000. Haven't done anything to it. No, the gearbox is original, engine is original. The only thing that I've done, I've swapped bearings for the alternator, and I've put new air struts in the front, new air conditioning compressor, because they also always blow on these. And I've done brake pad slap. The brake discs are original. As I said, they are ceramic brakes. They have got real 440,000 kilometers on them, and as you see, there's no ridge on the brake discs. The rear discs have a date from 07. I think I found it somewhere here. Well, there's anyway a date from 2007 here somewhere on the disc. And the rear discs have been replaced 2012. I think they had a problem with cracking, so those have been replaced, but anyway, no ridges on them either. Only brake pads have been swapped. Very good car. I can show you the trunk too. It's a bit restricted because of the fridge, but it does its job. You can get a child carrier here and stuff like that. And there's a full-size spare here too, 19-inch. Even if the car has got 20-inch rims, so you can fit a 20-inch tire in this car. And it's got the power trunk. And I fitted a tow bar to the car. I've got it here now. Now for the moment, because I have a jet ski that I use. Yes, that's my presentation for today. Thank you.